So welcome, everyone. My name is Janet Macaluso, and I'm with Learning to Lead, and I will be unpacking for you a living systems approach to resetting, refreshing, regenerating both yourself and your system in this four-part video series. But it won't be you passively listening to me as the expert, because I'm not the expert. On the left-hand side, you'll see the traditional way where the expert came in and filled your brain with tools, templates, and best practices. My aim is to develop and expand your inner capabilities and that of your team if you invite them to join along with us, because we're taking a developmental approach to our learning and development. And it's needed because business as usual is not working anymore. This take, make, waste type of thinking is outdated. Nature is not a machine. Earth is not an exploitable resource. We're not separate from nature, and we're certainly not separate from each other. Sort of like this picture here, an old, outdated picture that's saying the attitude of every person for themselves, dog eat dog, kill or be kill, sink or swim. It's time for a new paradigm for leadership learning, and for transformation. Just a little bit about me. I've spent 30 years in leadership, organization development, org design, in global corporate companies, where I have garnered numerous degrees, certificates, diplomas, as you can see. And I've changed my thinking now, because what I now see, I can't unsee. So my premise is that if we really want to transform our people, our places, or our causes, we need to transform ourselves at a higher or a greater degree than what's needed. It's sort of like what Albert Einstein says, is that problems can't be solved by the same level of thinking that created it. We must think anew. We need to regenerate our thinking. So we're going to spend time over these four series of webinars on the following topics. Always first thinking about yourself and how you want to grow, but in service of your system. So we'll be thinking in wholes, not in fragmented pieces, parts, or silos. And we'll be focusing on potential, not on reactive firefighting. We'll be discerning our worldview paradigms, not having paradigm blindness where we don't know the source of our thinking. And finally, we'll be building self-reflection skills, self-development, instead of outsourcing our development to an external party or 360-degree feedback. Because I believe if the questions are juicy enough, and if you are rigorous and ruthless with your answers, you can self-develop for yourself and for your team. So we're going to take this developmental approach, focusing on building your internal capabilities. Your role will be to think on paper, and also I'm going to be asking you to think at a higher order of complexity, higher quality of thinking. We have 30 minutes together. Let's use it. And I will be offering some juicy questions that will hopefully steward the growth of yourself and your system. And if you're wondering a little bit about the background, it's based on a living systems theory of change. It's rooted in both modern science and ancient wisdom. So turn off your electronic gadgets, your distractions for the next 30 minutes. Get your notebooks, close the door, and let's begin with the first in our series.